While spring is a beautiful time of year, it does come with pollen that can lead to watery eyes, sneezing, and other allergy symptoms. Earlier today, our anchor Melissa Mecija sat down with Dr. Abi Olulade about how you can help manage seasonal allergies.
Well, Dr. Abi, thank you so much for joining us. You know, I love this time of year because spring is here.
Yes.
But along with that comes the allergies. Basically, what triggers all those allergies?
Yeah, so it's really all the things in the air that can irritate the airways. And we've seen that we've had a lot of rain, so those flowers are blooming. I can see the grass in my backyard like growing at astronomical rates. And so all of that leads to people reacting to these things that are floating around in the air. And it gives you all the symptoms that cause you to have dripping, to have watery eyes, sneezing, all of that. So it's that time of year again. So we need to be aware of it.
Now you talk about the grass. I have to cut mine because I'm at the same spot. It's just growing.
Lots of rain.
Yeah, how can you tell the difference? Because I was talking to you about my kids between an allergy or maybe something more serious.
Yeah, so that's a really good question, and we are still seeing people having flu symptoms and cold-like symptoms. So it's important to remember that if you have allergies, they tend to be more gradual as opposed to if you have an infection like a cold or flu, then that tends to come on suddenly. And then fever. If you have fever, more than likely that's not related to allergy. So make sure you still have those tests on hand. It can tell you if you have flu, if you have COVID. But if you have a lot of watery eyes and sneezing and itching, that tends to be more related to allergies. But it's an important question.
And then how do you manage it, especially maybe for someone who this allergy thing is new to them?
Yeah, so the first thing to think about is preventing, right? So if there are days when there's a lot of pollen in the air, maybe you want to stay inside. You also want to use those saline rinses that you can use to get all those things out of your airways. That's important. Make sure you wash your clothes, especially with young kids, because they're more susceptible to this. And then vacuum as much as you can. All of those things are important. And then if you do have symptoms that are persisting, there are over-the-counter medications, so things like Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra. You can use nasal sprays like Flonase. All of these things are very important. And then if you're not getting better from that, then definitely let us know.
I like the vacuum, so maybe I can convince my kids to actually help me out with
of course.
that.
Good luck.
Dr. Abi, thank you so much.